Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can take one sewing pattern and change it into like a million different sewing patterns by simply adapting, adding, taking away, or kind of just like arranging the pieces to make it something a little different and something you want to wear. So the pattern I'm using as a demonstration today is the all-time favourite Peppermint magazine Peplum top. So this is the printout. I'll leave a link in the description so you can get this for yourself. It is a free sewing pattern, so I'll leave the link. Go get it, download it, print it off. It's such a good pattern and it's so fun and it's a lovely summer mix. So if you're looking at getting something for summer, then this is definitely one. And if like me you really love it and then you're looking for any kind of adaptations, then stay tuned because you're going to find so many that you can do with this top itself. So one of the most basic ways you can change a sewing pattern is by changing the neckline. This one you can see is a V on the back and a curve at the front. And so if you are wanting to change that up, you can change it to a V-neck. I decided to put these little diagrams together so you could see for yourself. So yeah, this is a V-neck at the front, so you could use the V-neck that's used on the back. You could totally just change that and kind of adapt the pattern so it's got the same V-neck at the front and back, or you can kind of just swap it around a little and use the curve at the back and the V-neck at the front. Work it out, make up like a toile so you can kind of see how it would sit with your body, and then you can see if it really is going to work. So the next one on the list is to create the straps, which are thinner. So this one has fairly broad straps in a sense. So you can see there the straps here. So I decided I quite often like wearing a strappy vest when it's really nice and sunny. So I decided to change this one up and create thin straps. So you can't really see but this you can use. There you go, you can see there. So you could use like a vest top that you already have in your wardrobe and kind of just lay it on top of the pattern piece to try and alter the pattern piece itself. I would, if before you do any alterations to the pattern piece, I would make a duplicate of the pattern piece. So then you can use the duplicate to adapt, and then you've still got the original if you want it for any of these other adaptations later on. So I would make a copy of the pattern, lay your vest top on top, and then kind of like alter the thickness of the straps to the thickness you want and you're happy with. Make it up in kind of some scrap fabric and see how it looks, and then go ahead and get going and make it into your full fabric. A more simpler way of adapting this pattern is basically taking the peplum off. So you'll see my little diagram here. It's literally just the top itself. You can make this longer so it's obviously not a cropped top because it would look kind of cropped, or you can create it cropped. You can even add a little flare to it so it's not as just boxy, it's a little bit more flared out. But yeah, you can take the peplum off altogether and just kind of do it how you want to do it. You know, take the peplum off, keep it as pretty much a vest top. It's like a cami top, you know, whatever you kind of call it. But yeah, so that's another option for you. Another way of making your Peppermint magazine Peplum top interesting or different from the rest on the, you know, that everybody else is making, even though it's not that popular, is to add another layer of the peplum. So you can make the original one shorter and then add a longer one underneath if you like. So I've created a little diagram. Here you go. So yeah, I literally just had the same peplum that's already on and then added another one underneath. It kind of you can kind of make this into like more of a tunic type top, so you could wear it with leggings or even over some jeans or something. If you do make it a bit longer, you can make it into kind of like the tunic style, so it's a little bit more lengthier. Might be good if you are expecting pregnant, you want a little bit of room, a little bit more coverage. It might look nice in summer, so that's definitely an option to think about. So something I did around last year was use this pattern and made it into a dress. I still like the Peplum idea because I liked the kind of like loose ruffleness of the skirt. I also added pockets to this, so I had a pocket dress. So I thought that was a really good way of using the Peplum to create a dress, because all you need to do is use the Peplum itself, lengthen it into a dress to the length that you want your dress to be or your skirt to be, and use that. It's really simple to do, really easy. All you need to do is kind of measure from your waist down to where you want it to be on your legs, and then make the Peplum into that. You just need to make sure you've got enough fabric, and maybe try and do a test first and see how you go. I would always go just a little bit longer than you want, just so then you've got some room to kind of adapt and turn up and allow for seam allowances and things. So yes, the next one is make it into a dress. So this is my little diagram. Basically, the top is the same straps, same everything, and then obviously this is the Peplum, and it's just lengthened into a dress. Perfect. So the next one is by using the top only part and creating it into a shift dress. So you can use that, kind of lengthen it out a little, and also add just a slight curve just for the hips. You can use a curved ruler to help you with this, or you could just kind of give it some kind of like if you go from the shape out and just kind of go out as a diagonal down until you want it to stop on you. Again, do the measurement from the waist down, so then you can see where you want the skirt to actually stop, and then you can create a shift dress. So here's my diagram for the shift dress. Pretty basic, pretty average, just straight up and down, and this would make a really nice easy summer wear. And this is a really nice easy adaptation because it's pretty much up and down straight. The pieces don't have to change that much, and yeah, you shouldn't even need to really do a fastening, though you could probably put one in on either side of the side seams just to give it a little bit of leeway. The next one is something really simple, and I've actually done myself, and I really like doing this, is by adding sleeves. So this is my little diagram again. So I literally just added little sleeves, but you can use any sleeve that you want to use. All you need to make sure is that the sleeve circumference fits within the circumference of the arm. So just make sure that that's correct before you try and put them in, because you don't want your sleeve to be too small than the armhole itself. So yeah, everything's the same. The Peplum, the actual top itself, so you can make all this up as it is and then simply add in the sleeve. So if you're looking for different sleeves, you can find a whole different selection of sleeves online pattern wise, or you can draft your own from the Winifred Aldridge book. I'll leave a link to it in the description. That is a really good book for using to create your own sewing patterns that are dedicated sizes to yourself. So you can use that to draft a sleeve for this particular style, and you can change up the sleeve style to long, short, capped, puffy, whatever you feel comfortable in, whatever you want to try, and that's a really good way to adapt this pattern into so many different ones as a whole. The next on my list is adding a little bit of detail to the top itself. Nothing too fancy, nothing too complicated, but this can look really nice and just change it up from something kind of flat, kind of basic, into something quite decorative and cute, and that is by adding a button front. So here's my little diagram. As you can see, the Peplum and the top itself are the same, but I added a button front. You can do this by actually cutting the pattern and adding a little bit of seam allowance each side to allow for the button facing itself, or you can just do a really basic, leave it as it is and just do false look buttons on the front. So you don't have to actually do buttons and buttonholes if you don't want, if you're quite a new beginner and you're wanting to still kind of jazz up your sewing patterns without having to do the really difficult stuff. Using false buttons on the front is really easy and really simple and still looks really, really nice. So the next one is by using the top part of the Peplum top and making it into a jumpsuit or play suit. So this is my little diagram. I love wearing play suits in summer. I find them so easy to wear and fun, and they can be really nice and comfortable. So you can do the same by using the top part of the Peplum top and finding a short pattern that you can add to it, elasticate the waist, create a channel and elasticate the waist, and then you can really just do whatever. You can add sleeves to this even, or make this into a jumpsuit so you can do longer length, or even, you know, kind of do any kind of length leg you want. It's really simple to do, really fun, and I think this could be a really nice summer staple in your wardrobe. The next one on the list is by doing a nice little decorative shoulder. There you go. So all I did was keep the actual pattern itself. So the peplum and the top and the peplum are the same, and then I just added this really small little ruffle on the shoulders. This is really cute and fun, especially if you like wearing kind of like, I imagine this in a really nice white fabric, or a little like broderie anglais fabric, and with a nice little lace ruffle. I think would look adorable in summer, and I just think it would look really nice. You can obviously use any kind of decorative trim on your sleeves or even on the bodice itself. That's just an example I came up with because that's something I would wear. So yeah, you can use lace, fabric itself, or any kind of like trim just to kind of decorate it, make it look cute and make it look all kind of like nice and something that suits your style. So next on the list is by creating a square neckline. So here's my diagram. You can use a ruler to kind of create a second duplicate of the pattern to adapt and create a square neckline. You can do this by using a ruler, and it's really simple enough and it looks really nice, especially if you don't suit such a scooped neckline or even a V neckline. If you suit more of the boat neck kind of neckline, then look at doing that. You could even heighten it if you like, if you don't like so much gap on your chest. You can even look at heightening the neckline, just making it a little bit more suited to your style. So the next is the tie straps. So I really like doing like a little tie strap because I think you can then alter the strap to whatever length you want. This would look really cute with a white t-shirt underneath and made out of like a nice like pale pink kind of fabric. So all I did was alter the fact that I made these really thin into like ties and then tie them at the top. And yeah, very similar to the thin straps, but these I tied instead. And I think they could look really cute. So the next one is another dress, but this one is a gathered waist. So it's the same again as the top part of the peplum. You can even use a peplum to create the dress part again, but then creating a channel within the actual waist area, put in some elastic, and then you can create a gathered waist. This is really fun for those who want to feel a little bit more comfortable. They don't like baggy dresses. If you like to have something a bit more, not fitted, but if you like to have something that accentuates your figure a little more, this is a really good one for that. Another way you can add to this pattern or adapt it to what you want it to be is adding pockets. You can add pockets on the front. You can add a pocket on the little chest area here. You can add pockets in the dress part. You can add pockets everywhere you wanted. I think pockets in dresses, you know, everybody loves a pocket in a dress, and it's one of the biggest like jokes and memes in sewing. But we all know that women's pockets in clothing are useless. And so you can make these pockets as big as you want and yeah, as practical as you like. And that's a really good way of altering this pattern to suit you. The pocket on the top obviously is not going to be that useful, but it's very cute and decorative, so that might be an option for you. And then the last way to alter this pattern is making the neckline round all the way around. So obviously it's got the rounded front. Here you go. So it's got the rounded front and the V-neck at the back here, as you can see. So you could use the same pattern from the front and kind of alter the back to match the same. And then you can have a rounded neck the whole way around, especially if you don't like a V-neck or are having too much of your back on show. You can also heighten that neckline if you like, just to make it fit a little bit nicer to your body or have a little less on your chest on show. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that it's been fun and I hope it's been useful. And I'll leave a link to all the things I've mentioned in this video in the description. Make sure you check out the rest of my sewing videos. I've got tutorials, sewing basics, and kind of just like sew alongs with me. So make sure you check those out and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.